Unit 10. Training and Doping in Sports. After completing the unit, students will be able to understand the concept and principles of sports training, summarize training load and its concept, understand the concept of warming up and limbering down in sports training and their types, method and importance, acquire the ability to differentiate between the skill, technique, tactics, and strategies in sports training, and interpret concept of doping. Sports training is a long-time process of preparation for some sports or competition for attaining better results. The main aim of sports training is to provide players with wellness, fitness, and adaptability. Other factors such as special rehabilitation treatments, assessment of performance capacity, use of supplementary extra training, special diet, psychological factors, extra competitions, and physical exercises are also used to improve performance. Sports training helps a player to adapt to difficult situations and face them more boldly. Concept and principles of sports training. Sports training is a complex system that involves sports training, competitions, and special nutrition to enhance a player's performance. It must be based on scientific principles and facts to make all-round development and motivate them to perform better. Definition of sports training. The following definitions can be helpful in understanding the concept of sports training in better manner. According to Matveju, sports training is the basic form of preparation of sportsmen. According to Harre, sports training is based on scientific knowledge and a pedagogical process of sports performance which, through systematic effect on psychophysical performance ability and performance readiness, aims at leading a sportsman to top level of performance. According to Todd Tonis, sports training is the point of view to focus on our game of choice. According to P. Gerson, sports training is a planned and controlled process in which, for achieving a goal, changes in complex sports motor performance, ability to act, and behavior are made through measures of content, methods, and organization. Concept of sports training. Sports training is a process of systematic development of each component in dependence on the duration of preparation which leads to achieving maximum efficiency in senior age within a selected sports discipline. It focuses on reaching maximum efficiency in motor abilities associated with a certain sports discipline. Motor abilities include force, speed, endurance, coordination, and flexibility, while sports skills are presuppositions needed for implementing performance. Motivation is an inner incentive to carry out certain activity, while tactical skills are used to conduct a sports competition in a purposeful way. Psychological component is manifested on the outside by the player's reliance on him herself to solve game situations successfully. Principles of sports training. Sport training is a complex process that requires knowledge of biomechanics, sports medicine, exercise, physiology, and psychology. The principles of sports training work as instructions for trainers and players as 1. Need of players. 2. Capacity of players. 3. To observe the training of players. And 4. Preparing list keeping in mind the previous performance of players. The description of the important principles of sports training for preparing a planned training process are as follows. Number 1. The principle of continuity. The most important idea is that training should be a continuous process, with no break or long periods of inactivity. This is because discontinuity of training reduces the physiological capacities of sports persons. Improving your ability in a sport is specific, and running laps will help overall conditioning, but won't develop skills at throwing or the power and muscular endurance required to throw a fast ball. Swimming will help improve aerobic endurance, but not develop tissue resiliency and muscular endurance for running legs. Number 2. Principle of reversibility. Sports coaches ask their athletes to stay active in the off-season to reduce the rate of muscle atrophy and cellular adaptations. This can be done by conducting maintenance-reduced programs of training during periods of life. Number 3. Principle of progression. The principle of progression states that exercise should not be increased too rapidly, as this can lead to injury or muscle damage. It also emphasizes the need for proper rest and recovery, as constant overload can lead to exhaustion and injury. To reach the roof of one's ability, one must climb the first flight of stairs before they can exit the 20th floor. This can be viewed from both a technical and effort distance standpoint. Number 4. Principle of overload. The principle of overload requires greater than normal training load to improve performance, as static load reduces effectiveness over time. It can only maintain to achieved adaptation of load. It means that for the continuous improvement of performance, the training load should be increased after the adaptation of previous training load. Number 5. Principle of individuality. Individuality is the principle that each person has unique abilities and that their response to exercise or load will vary. Large muscles heal slower than smaller muscles, fast-twitch muscle fibers recover quicker than slow-twitch, and women require more recovery time than men. Plan a training program according to need, requirement, and ability. Number 6. Principle of activeness. The performance of an athlete is the result of athlete's efforts and coach's skill. The principle of active involvement means that for an effective training program, the athlete must participate actively and willingly. Number 7. Principles of rest and recovery. We are well aware of this fact that the body regenerates during rest and becomes better and stronger than before. So, the training programs should be made in such a way that there should be proper rest and interval between training activities. Number 8. Principle of balance. This principle states that exercising a certain part or component of the body primarily develops that part. It means that to become better at a particular exercise or skill, you must perform that exercise or skill regularly. Number 9. The principle of transfer of training. The apex aim of sports training is to attain good results. It can be said that sports training's aim is to enable the sports person to put up better performance in the competitions. Therefore, this principle aims at guaranteeing good performance and for maintaining it for a longer period. However, without implementation of other principles, this principle cannot be achieved. So, proper stress should be laid on the implementation of other principles by the coach or physical education teacher. Number 10. The principle of variety. Training is a long-term process, and recovery can become boring for both the athlete and the coach. So, a successful coach should plan variety into the training program to maintain the interest and motivation of the athlete. Number 11. The principle of general and specific preparation. For the improvement of performance, both the general and specific preparation are equally significant. General preparation serves as the base for specific preparation. The general preparation increases the functional capacity of all the body systems and organs on which the performance of sports persons directly depends. For example, The speed improved through running will also be beneficial in football. Training load, overload, adaptation and recovery. Load is a psychological and physiological demand put on the organism through motor stimuli resulting in higher performance capacity. It is composed of volume and intensity, which are regulated by a sports trainer to give load to athletes. The aim of training load is to maintain the performance ability of the player, so load should be increased scientifically. Workload can be increased in the following ways. By increasing the number of repetitions. By increasing the total volume of the work, means instead of 1 hour training session work for 1.5 hours. Increasing intensity can be done by increasing total volume of training, increasing repetitions, decreasing or increasing time, or increasing weights. Overload. Load is given to players as per their capacity, but if it goes beyond the capacity of an individual, it can have a negative effect on their physiological and psychological function. Overload in training can lead to incomplete adaptation and delay in recovery, so it should be avoided by a coach or sports trainer. Causes of overload. 1. Faulty training method. Ignored recovery period. Rapid increase in training. Overtraining. Forced technical training including complex movements and technique, and participation excessively in sports competition. 2. Life factors. Insufficient rest. Insufficient sleep. Poor lifestyle, and family issues which causes stress and anxiety. 3. Social factors. Poor relationship with family and friends. Problems with team players or other team members. Overload in professional work, and excess time spending in social gathering. 4. Health factors. Any kind of disease or disorder. Injuries, acute chronic. Fever. Disturbance in any body system, and poor mental health. Symptoms of overload. Fatigue. Decrease in performance level. Delayed recovery period. Decrease in speed, strength, endurance, and other abilities. Disturbed body systems. Oasis of appetite, and injury. Meaning of adaptation. Adaptation is the process of long-term adjustment to a stimulus, which involves increasing the body's ability to cope with a new load. To increase the power of adaptability, we should increase workload slowly, taking 4 to 6 weeks. It also benefits our health. Meaning of recovery. Recovery is to regain what was lost. It takes some time to gain original position. That is why recovery is called the health regaining time. The principle of training load or recovery is must for a player to improve his performance. Process of stimulus, recovery and adaptation. The body is made up of millions of small living cells which have the ability to adapt to what is happening to the body. Adaptability is an ongoing process inside the body, and when a player's fitness is challenged by a new training load, a reaction occurs in the body. This reaction leads to fatigue and the process of adaptability of training load starts. The main aim of training process is to enhance the performance noticeably, but it is not easy to attain this aim. Coaches can enhance the exercise recovery and adaptation process by reasonable planning and execution of training program and by adopting reasonable ways to enhance recovery adaptation other than training. Warming up. Warming up is a short-term activity which is undertaken before a competition to prepare a player physically, mentally and psychologically for any sort of competition. It is usually performed for doing a particular part activity in the most refined and efficient manner, and should be done in accordance with the activity which is to be performed. Without proper warming up, muscles can be torn away, leading to severe injury. Warm-up is done through jogging, running and taking freehand exercises to make the body stiff, so that further activities may be performed efficiently. Definitions of warming up. The following definitions can be helpful in understanding warming up in a better manner. Warming up is an initial exercise which prepares a player to do the toughest of the tasks physically and mentally. According to Dave Rees, warming up enhances the temperature of blood, which in turn enables the muscles to improve the performance. According to Hill, if the normal temperature of a body reduces, the reaction time will increase and the contractile time will also be increased. Extension of muscles will be less. If body temperature is increased beyond normal temperature, contractile force and speed of muscles will be increased. Benefits of warming up. Warming up is a must to attain good performance. The benefits of warming up are as follows. 1. Safety from injuries. Failing to warm up before training or competition can lead to tearing of muscles. Proper warming up increases the speed with which an athlete or sports person is able to react, reducing the risk of injury. 2. Increases flexibility. Warming up increases flexibility, but not enough to reach maximum reach. 3. Psychology preparation. Warming up is beneficial for reducing anxiety and tension, as well as increasing motivation. 4. Improves performance. Warming up improves performance by allowing muscles to exert maximum force with highest speed, only in complete warming up. 5. Increases power and tolerance. Warming up increases strength, while local heating does not. Research has shown that certain types of warming up increase both speed and endurance. Thompson found that formal warming up exercises improve swimming endurance, and Mangel concluded that vigorous warming up improves performance in the 1-mile run. Proper warming up prior to training can help to enhance endurance. 6. Decreases fatigue. Warming up increases oxygen consumption and heart rate, reducing lactic acid in blood. 7. Increases the body temperature. Warming up before vigorous activity increases the body and muscle temperature, making it beneficial for sportspeople and reducing the risk of tearing of muscles fibers. 8. Reduces viscosity of muscles. Warming up increases the viscosity of muscles, making them faster and more efficient, reducing the risk of injury and wear and tear. 9. Increases the speed of nerve impulses. Warming up increases the speed of nerve impulses, improving reaction time in all sports. 10. Reduces stoppage in muscle cells. Research studies also reveal that warming up decreases the resistance in muscle capillaries. 11. Increases the transporting of oxygen tissues. A proper warming up increases the speed of transfer of oxygen and fuel to tissues, improving the functional condition of muscle by increasing its oxygen supply. 12. Increases the rate of metabolism. Warming up increases the metabolic rate, leading to higher production of energy. 13. Increase skills. Warming up is essential for improving basic skills of a specific game, which can be improved through fundamental exercises. 14. Time of reaction is reduced. Neuromuscular coordination plays an important role in decreasing reaction time. 15. Second wind comes slowly. Second wind occurs when the body systems adjust to increased activity and the supply of energy catches up with increased demands. Proper warm-up is key to achieving this. Types of warming up. Warming up is of two kinds. 1. Inactive warming up. In this kind of warm-up, the body temperature is increased by the outer factors. The body does not lose any energy because there is no physical movement. 2. Active warming up. It is basically done through physical activities. It brings more sweat and bodily changes than an active warm-up. It is also of two kinds. A. General warming up. General warming up involves jogging, running, stretching, calisthenics, striding, wind sprints, and other general exercises to improve coordination and flexibility of muscles and joints. B. Specific warming up. Specific warming up is performed after general warming up to practice activities related to the game. Methods of warming up. Different types of techniques of warming up are as follow. 1. Exercise. The simple and best method to warm up the body is exercise. In most of the games, this technique is used. It includes several activities. A. Jogging. B. Bending and stretching. C. Striding. D. Wind sprints. Players should not feel any pressure while doing these activities to prepare for upcoming tournaments. 2. Massage. The body is warmed up with massage. It is an ancient technique. Through massage, muscles become half-stressed and they begin to function properly, but massaging one's body requires to keep another person. Each and every person can't do good massage. Nowadays, persons specialized in massage are appointed in each and every sports teams. 3. Hot water bath. It is a very popular technique for warming up the body. The player baths with warm water and warms up his body. It increases his body temperature and blood flow as well. Muscles become active. These techniques are prevalent in the countries where climate is cold. 4. Through hot drinks. Before a competition, the body can be warmed up by drinking hot drinks, tea or coffee to stimulate the body. This helps players to get ready for the competition. These drinks should be in low amounts so that there will be no problem. But nowadays, this technique is not considered appropriate. Effects of warming up in physical activities. Stretching increases muscle temperature and blood flow, but can decrease muscle strength, muscle power, and exercise performance. 1. Reduce in the viscosity of muscles fibers. Warming up decreases the viscosity of muscles, increasing the rate of contraction and relaxation, reducing the risk of injury and wear and tear. 2. Increases the body temperature. Warming up before vigorous activity increases body and muscle temperature, improving performance and reducing tearing of muscle fibers. 3. Increases in nerves waves. Warming up increases the speed of nerve impulses, improving reaction time in sports. 4. Decreases the resistance in muscle capillaries. Research studies also reveal that warming up decreases the resistance in muscle capillaries. 5. Increases the speed of oxygen and fuel transfer to tissues. Warming up increases oxygen and fuel transfer through muscles, improving functional condition. 6. Increases metabolic rate. Warming up increases the metabolic rate, leading to higher production of energy. 7. Reduces the blood lactic acid. Higher muscle temperature increases oxygen consumption, reducing blood lactic acid production. 8. Increase in working capacity. The body's capacity to do physical work increases due to physiological adaptation. Principles of guiding warming up. If a piece of work is done systematically, its efficiency gets increased. In the same manner, there are some principles related to proper warming up. By following these principles, players are seen to give good performance in the field of sports. The following are the guiding principles of warming up. 1. Simple to complex. Sports people should follow the principle of simple to complex warming up, avoiding too tough or complex activities for fear of fatigue. 2. Exercise for all the parts of body. Exercising all parts of the body should be done, not just arms, for example when throwing a javelin. 3. Stretching exercises. Stretching and loosening exercises should be included in a warming up program to increase flexibility and force. 4. Warming up according to age. Warming up should be based on age, sex, and intensity, with male athletes requiring more duration and female athletes requiring less. 5. Including specific exercises while warming up. Warming up should include general and specific exercises related to games, such as jogging, running, dribbling, passing, and shooting. Players should know how much warm-up should be done before a competition, and the warm-up should also be done more than one time depending on the weather. 7. Increase in body temperature. Intensive warming up is beneficial for well-conditioned athletes, but should not lead to fatigue. 8. Warming up according to the activity or game. Warming up should be tailored to the activity or type of sports, such as chess, which requires deep concentration and alertness instead of physical power. It is better to have concentration exercise before training programs or competitions. 9. Game-related activities should be included. Warming up should include movements common to performance, such as running and hurdling. 10. Warming up at proper time. Warming up should be done at an accurate time, 15 to 20 minutes prior to the competition, and finished 5 minutes prior to performance. Well-conditioned athletes may take more time, but if not well-conditioned, they will be exhausted. Importance of warming up. Warming up plays a vital role in sports training or competitions. 1. Psychological preparedness. Performing routine activities, exercises before training and competition helps athletes plan and build readiness to maximize output. 2. Reduces anxiety and tension. Warming up reduces anxiety and tension and increases the motivational levels of a sports person. 3. Facilitate optimum performance. Performance can be improved by increasing the speed of nerve impulses and metabolic rate. 4. Prevents sports injuries. Adequate warming before training and competition prevents muscle cramping. 5. Assists flexibility. Warming up increases flexibility and range of motion, allowing sportsmen to reach their maximum potential. 6. Enhances mechanical suppleness of muscles is increased through warming up. 7. Facilitates motor fitness components. Motor fitness improves strength, endurance, flexibility, coordination, and speed. 8. Increases muscle temperature. Warming up reduces the risk of overstretching muscles and improves elasticity, improving speed and strength. 9. Increases blood temperature. Warming up increases blood temperature and lactic acid, weakening the binding of oxygen to hemoglobin, making it more readily available to working muscles, improving endurance. 10. Blood vessels dilate. Warming up dilates blood vessels that increases blood flow and reduces stress on the heart. 11. Increases range of motion. The increased range of motion allows large joints such as shoulders and knees to reach their maximum movement potential. Limbering cooling down. Limbering down is the process of bringing back the body from fatigue to rest. It involves jogging for at least 5 to 10 minutes, static stretching exercises for 5 to 14 minutes, and stretching for at least 10 to 20 seconds. Cool downs should involve a gradual decrease in exercise intensity, stretching, and activities such as walking or jogging. Rehydration is an essential part of the procedure and should be done either during stretching and light intensity or after these steps. These activities help to remove waste products, maintain blood supply, and decrease heart rate and respiration. Importance of limbering down. It is an important part of sports training. It is like warming up. As warming up is must prior to any competition or training, similarly limbering down is equally important after the competition training. Cooling down or limbering down should not be undervalued. The importance is as below. 1. Reduces in hardness of muscles. Limbering down helps remove lactic acid and other chemicals from muscles after hard workouts. 2. Restorage of energy in body. Exercising from exercise position increases the supply of blood and oxygen to the body, allowing it to get energy and free from stress and tension. 3. Prevents in faints. Cooling down is essential to reduce the risk of dizziness or fainting caused by strenuous exercise. Proper cooling reduces the heart rate slowly and blood does not pool in the legs and feet, allowing it to flow back to the heart through veins. 4. Removal of waste materials. Cooling down reduces the accumulation of waste products in the body, allowing muscles to work efficiently. 5. Prevents from injuries. Limbering down exercise helps to reduce stress and strain, recover from injuries, and improve health. 6. Normalize body temperature. Cooling down helps reduce body temperature during high-intensity training or competition. 7. Reduction in tension. Cooling down reduces muscular tension and reduces mental tension. 8. Supply of oxygen. Cooling down helps restore blood and oxygen to muscles, leading to fast recovery. 9. Reduction in the level of adrenaline. Cooling down decreases the level of adrenaline in the blood, increasing the speed of blood flow. 10. Muscles do not get hard. Cooling down helps muscles relax quickly and return to normal position. 11. Heart rate returns to its starting stage. The normalization of heart rate depends on the physical condition of the athlete and the sports activity. Methods of limbering down. The blood continuity remains good in body by limbering down, and it also removes the wastage from the body. It helps the person to restore the energy again. Methods of limbering down as follow. 1. Light exercises. Cool downs should involve a gradual decrease in exercise intensity and stretching, followed by rehydration. 2. Stretching exercises. Stretching is essential for cooling down by decreasing body temperature, removing lactic acid, and increasing flexibility. 3. Massage. Massage is an ancient technique that helps muscles relax and function properly. 4. Other methods. Hard work can help reduce stress and pain. Stretching exercise for limbering down. Static stretching exercises, which are important for proper cooling down, have been described as follows. 1. Hamstrings. The most important idea is to raise and straighten one leg directly above hips, pressing the heels towards the ceiling. 2. Chest. Interlace fingers behind back, lift shin towards ceiling. 3. Gluteus. The stretch involves crossing the right leg over and bending the left knee, then bringing the left knee to the chest and pressing it wide. 4. Quadriceps. Lying on your right side, pull the left glut towards the left glut. Repeat with right leg. 5. Triceps. The most important idea is to gently pull at the elbow joint to extend through the shoulder. Effects of limbering down on physical activities. Heart rate and blood pressure become normal. Breathing becomes normal. Normalize the body temperature. Blood flow becomes normal. Adrenaline hormone level becomes normal in body. Muscles relax and come back to its normal state. Types of limbering down. There are three primary phases in the cool down period. 1. Immediate phase. Runners should ease out of a run by gradually decreasing their pace to a slow jog for 1 to 2 minutes, followed by light to brisk walking for 3 to 5 minutes to avoid exercise-associated collapse, EAC, which can lead to passing out. 2. Intermediate phase. The intermediate phase of the cool down involves performing dynamic agility drills to balance the musculoskeletal system and improve flexibility. These exercises can be done in sets of 2 to 3 for 15 to 30 seconds at a time and can improve performance in runs and races. 3. Late phase. The late phase of the cool down involves total body static stretching for 5 to 15 minutes, which prevents stiff joints and tight muscles and improves flexibility. Skill. Skills are the ability to perform a whole movement consistently well at speed, under fatigue and pressure conditions in a competition environment. They are voluntary, coordinated tasks with sport-specific goals. Learning basic movement skills is the first step towards learning sport-specific skills for athletic performance. Factors affecting skills. A player's skills depend on the following factors. 1. Weight. The more a player has weight, the more he faces problems while excreting his skills because a fat person has less flexibility. 2. Height. If a player is too tall, his sports performance will be affected because a tall player has a high center of gravity. 3. Muscular response. If the central nervous system does not instruct muscles on time, it badly affects a player's performance. 4. Eyes and muscles coordination. If the coordination between eyes and muscles is good, a player's skills will be good as well. 5. Reaction time. When the reaction time is less, a player's performance will be highly skillful. 6. Muscle tones. When a player performs various activities, his muscles get stressed. It, in turn, affects the performance of a player's skills. Types of skills. There are such sports activities which require skills to perform them. Due to many characteristics of skills, it is quite impossible to classify them. They can't be classified clearly. So, they have been categorized as follows. 1. Open skills. Open skills are those that are not under control and unpredictable, such as badminton. 2. Closed skills. Closed skills have a clear beginning and end. 3. Simple skills. Simple skills require minimal coordination, timing and decision-making, and are easy to learn and perform. 4. Complex skills. Complex skills require more concentration and are more difficult to perform, making them dangerous. 5. Continuous skills. Continuous skills have no end and are repeated like a cycle. 6. Individual skills. Individual skills are those skills which are performed in isolation, such as high jump and long jump, etc. 7. Coactive skills. Coactive skills are those skills which are performed at the same time as others, but without direct confrontation, such as swimming and running, etc. 8. Interactive skills. Interactive skills are those skills where other participants or performers are directly involved, such as football, netball, handball, and basketball, etc. 9. Gross skills. Gross skills involve large muscle movements, such as putting the shot. 10. Fine skills. Hand-eye coordination is essential for fine skills such as snooker shots and piano playing. 11. Discrete skills. The penalty flick in jockey is an example of discrete skills. 12. Serial skill. Skill sequences are used to make complex movements such as the triple jump. Technique. Techniques are the basic movements of a game or an event. and are used to improve upon a single skill by utilizing more than one technique. Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid are considered the best in the principles of technique. Style. Style is a way of doing a particular piece of work related to a particular person, such as taking a high jump, belly roll, Weston's roll, etc. Examples include Virendra Sehwag's batting style and Paddy O'Brien's technique of throwing shot put. Tactics. Tactics are actions and strategies planned to achieve an overall objective and are determined by the nature of competition. They can be motor action, gesture, behavior, or language, and can be used before or during the competition. Strategies. Strategizing is a great way to improve the team's synchronicity by aligning each member to the same end goal and improving morale. Concept of doping. Doping is the use of banned illegal drugs in sports and games to enhance performance. WADA and NADA were founded to control doping, with WADA's main aim being to control doping and NADA's main aim being to control doping all over the country. Types of doping. Doping is usually done during or before competition. It is done in two ways. A. Using the drug that enhances performance. And B. Physical methods. 1. Materials that increase demonstration. Performance-enhancing materials are of different kinds which are used in sports. Some of these are discussed below. Stimulants. Stimulants increase alertness and physical activity, reducing fatigue. Peptide hormones. Peptide hormones are produced by glands and circulate in the body, improving muscle growth, red blood cell production, and oxygen transport. Anabolic steroids. Steroids increase muscle strength and size, enhancing performance and reducing fatigue. Narcotics. Players use drugs such as morphine, heroin, pethidine to reduce stress and pain, but these can have harmful effects on players. Glucocorticosteroids. Players take drugs to reduce pain and fatigue. Beta-2 agonists. Players of long-distance races and sports take inhalers to enhance respiratory functions. Diuretics. Dexatran and diuretics reduce water in the body, reducing performance and avoiding anti-doping tests. Cannabinoids. Hashish and marijuana are banned drugs that activate the brain and provide relaxation. 2. Physical methods. This category include gene and blood doping, which are discussed below. Blood doping. Blood doping is defined by WADA as the misuse of techniques or substances to increase one's red blood cells count. 1. Autologous. Autologous blood doping involves freezing athletes' blood before injection. 2. Homologous. Homologous blood doping increases oxygen carrying capacity and muscle endurance, enhancing sports performance. Artificial oxygen carries. It is also a second method of blood doping which involves the use of artificial oxygen carriers. Hemoglobin oxygen carriers are chemicals or purified proteins which have the ability to carry oxygen. These are helpful in enhancing aerobic capacity. Gene doping. Gene doping is a process of manipulating cells or genes to enhance body performance and physical strength, likely to be used by athletes in future. Chemical and physical setting. When a person tries to tamper the sample doping or after the competition, then it is called chemical and physical setting. It is banned. Disadvantages of doping. Drug abuse has dangerous side effects on the body, including injury, coma, death, and addictive effects on physiological and psychological systems. Other side effects of doping according to different types of prohibited substances are as follows. 1. Stimulants. amphetamines, methamphetamine, etc. Cocaine are the example of stimulants. These drugs speed up the nerve activity. Effects of stimulants are physical effects, sleepiness, decreased heart rate, blood pressure and breathing rate, nausea and vomiting, constipation, slurred speech and poor concentration. Psychological effects, euphoria, a feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness, lack of interests in surroundings, lack of response, frustration, mood changes. Effects of overdose, clammy skin, constricted pupil, slow breathing, coma, death. 2. Depressants, barbiturates, tranquilizers, alcohol, etc. Physical effects, decreased heart rate, blood pressure and breathing rate, sleepiness, drunken behavior, slow reaction time, poor coordination, blurred vision. Psychological effects, lowered alertness, mental confusion, mood changes, impaired reasoning and judgment. Effects of overdose, shallow breathing, cold clammy skin, weak rapid heart rate, coma, death. 3. Narcotics, opium, morphine, heroin, codeine, etc. Physical effects, decreased heart rate, blood pressure and breathing rate, sleepiness, drunken behavior, slow reaction time, poor coordination, blurred vision, constipation. Psychological effects, inability to concentrate, dull senses, lack of response to frustration, mood changes. Effects of overdose, clammy skin, constricted pupil, slow and shallow breathing, coma, death. 4. Anabolic steroids. Physical effects, liver damage, infertility, high blood pressure and heart diseases, acne, baldness, reduced sperm production in males, women develops masculine characteristics such as increased facial hair and deeper voice, delayed puberty, menstrual delay. Psychological effects, stimulant like high, increased aggressiveness, possible violent behavior. 5. Cannabis, marijuana, hashish, etc. Physical effects, increased heart rate, increased appetite, redness in eyes, dry mouth and throat, lung damage, possible damage to reproductive and immune system. Psychological effects, mind euphoria, slowed sense of time, difficulty in concentration, impaired memory, rapid mood changes. Effects of overdose, fatigue, panic, possible mental confusion, mental illness.